We are ready to continue on with this program that was started quite some time ago. Actually, when we really get down to this, we have been working on many of you, if not all of you. Over lifetimes, coming to this point where you are all being drawn together. Those of you in this group, those of you that resonate to our words, whether it is in verbal hearing or in your reading of those words, you are in the place that you have all planned to be, all coming together as one. As you discern what is occurring within, do consider you have many unseen occupants that engage and may wage a battle for thought supremacy. In the war of words, ego loves to have the last word. Does it wage a measured, more balanced response to most queries? Or does it quip, insert, and interject without any rhyme or reason? We will say to pause and listen to the volume you hear within your head. Is the voice loud, boisterous, and most assertive? If so, this is ego. But if the voice you hear is meek, mild, and measured, well, that is something else. Insights given here are softly spoken and almost hard to hear. Listen closely as you seek to engage with this more measured voice. Do so over the egoic grandstander. Use your discernment to determine what is in play in this way. Now that you know the truth as it comes forward, as you can express that level of truth and look beyond the shadow. Look beyond the darkness, look beyond the lies, the mistruths. Your life is expanding further and further. Your consciousness is expanding, because it can begin to grasp things that many years ago you would not have been able to. Just as there are so many out there now that cannot yet quite grasp the truth, as it is against their belief system. And if it is against their belief system, they closed up. But you, with your third eye wide open now, you can not only feel and know the truth, but you can begin to express the truth as well. For it was given long ago, and indeed it is true, the truth shall set you free. And the truth, as it comes forward now more and more, is setting all of you free, because you are moving out beyond the veil now. And as we say, we have been working on this program with all of you for quite some time now. And it is all coming to a culmination where you will be the ones that will be working with others to help and assist them to guide them in their continuing process through their ascension. This, of course, is after you have made your full ascension and are in that position where you can be of full guidance to those that are ready for it. And even now, in your process of ascension now, as those that are ready for it will seek you out to receive whatever guidance you can give them. But do not push it on them, do not force it, of course, on them. Just let it flow as it needs to. Just go with the flow. We want you to realize that all of these things are meant to distract and lead you away from what you once wanted to know. Recognize that your purpose is the thing that fueled the objective to be in this physical domain. It is why you are here. Know that you will be here indefinitely. You will be here until this purposeful objective becomes oh so important once again. Know and be in that space of loving embrace. Be in that league of understanding. Discover why you are here when you get about the once upon a time intentions orchestrated by your soul. The higher dimension is the world of God's kingdom of eternal love, peace, and immortality. When beloved Master Jesus came into this world experience, he not only had a profound impact on humanity, he moved the entire earth experience towards the light. Since his last incarnation on earth, his work continues by connecting with the hearts of those who are open and willing to bring forth the divine light of the Christ consciousness. Those who are willing to hear, feel and see his presence and light, he will take you by his hand to lead you towards your ascension and freedom. The more you are sharing this divine light with others, the more it will increase within you. Simply imagine a golden light around those you are thinking of and interacting with. Send them this divine and loving light and continue to hold the vision for the divine new earth. When it was given earlier, finish what you started. That is so important at this time. Because we know that many of you become discouraged at times. Many of you follow what is being given by the various intel sources, by the various media sources. Not that you believe it, but there is a part of you that succumbs to that programming, if only for a moment. You allow it to seep in once again, but because you are coming to the finish line closer and closer, because of that you can see beyond the programming now. And many across the planet will come to that point as well, many more than you believe at this time. For many of you think that the ones that have awakened is all there is going to be, but there are many, many more yet that shall awaken, just as you did. Finish what you started. Do not succumb to the old programming any longer. Be yourself. Be who you are. Be the divine being that you know that you are, and if you come to that belief fully, there will be no end to what you will be able to manifest in your life, and indeed in helping others manifest in their lives as well. For this time, my friends, this is the moment you have all been waiting for since the very beginning when you volunteered to come here. We will say to you, it is a process, just as you have gone through a process to move to the point where you are now. Those others that are not quite as ready or as awakened as you are also have to go through a process. Otherwise, they would be jolted out of their illusion into a reality that they are not quite ready for. So it is a process. It is part of the plan to bring them along at a pace that they can work with here. Just as you have been brought along at a pace that you can work with. But there may come a time when what you are speaking of will become a necessity in terms of enough is enough. And if and when that point comes, then you will have that solar flash, the event, that type of happening that will at that point. Yes, jolt those into an awakening process as long as they are ones that have worked in that direction or planned in that direction to be there at a certain point in this lifetime. This is the moment. Thousands and thousands of years later, you have arrived. Not at only the ending, not at only the finish, but the beginning of a new chapter, a new level of your journey. For indeed it has been given that there is no end to the journey. There are only many endings and many beginnings. But this end, this finish is quite a major one. If you look at it in the entire scheme of creation, this ending is immense. And the beginning will be even greater than the ending. I have been seeing members such as Bashar in the temple that reincarnation is not what we kind of understand it. It's more like the Oversoul has one life happening simultaneously, or are we doing our own life and other related beings? So if that was so, what are we doing now finally where we have been hit with the crossing of the bridge? You are going in and out. We do not hear your message clearly. Perhaps you can change the way your device is working. I was saying that reincarnation is perhaps not how we understand it. Our oversouls have several lives going on at the same time. And if that is so, what have we been doing? Are we kind of living the same life all the time as opposed to a different life? I'm kind of confused. This is a very complex subject here, and we can give you just a small inkling of an understanding. You are quite correct in terms of your oversoul placing down many lives at one time, many expressions of itself at one time. And those expressions go through their various lifetimes and their experiences and continue to provide more experience to that oversoul, as you are saying here. This is what continues on and on, has been doing for countless lifetimes. We cannot even begin to say how many. It would be unfathomable to you to even think about how far back creation goes, and your lifetimes that you have had from the early existence of your being of what you are calling the Oversoul. We will say here that you are speaking of the difficulty in going back home. First of all, you have to understand what going back home means, and that there is certainly a difficult road if you want to look at it that way. But we will say that everything excellent is as difficult as it is excellent. But the rewards of that excellence greatly outweigh the difficulties in achieving it. We have given this before. So the road is long, the journey is long. But as you continue to rise up in vibrational frequency and higher dimensions, the concept of the long part of this is no longer even an issue. You do not think of it in that way because you are not thinking of it in terms of time. You are in a time frame here. You are looking at it as a level of time. But in the higher vibrational frequencies and dimensions, there is no time, you see? So you do not think of it in terms of thousands or millions or billions or trillions or whatever years you have been in existence. There is no longer that. So the journey back to the Godhead, back to your original creation of who you are, is not even relevant anymore, you see. We know this is a very difficult concept for those at a three-dimensional consciousness level to begin to grasp. Even at our level, it is quite difficult to grasp. But the further along you go in your ascension process, you become more and more aware of the eternity and the eternal journey that you are on.